Hello everyone. Welcome back, this is Mr. Mysterious, your guide into the depths of the unknown. Today, we're delving into the unsettling realm of horrific, allegedly true paranormal stories that will send shivers down your spine. Who lurk in the shadows, hiding secrets that will leave you questioning the safety of your own community. But before we plunge into the abyss, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on the darkest secrets and spine-chilling tales that I bring to light. Now, let the exploration of the unknown begin. This is Mr. Mysterious, and these are disturbing, horrific, allegedly true paranormal stories that will haunt your dreams. Let's dive in.
Nestled at the edge of a dense forest in the quiet town of Marshdale, the imposing Marshdale Mansion loomed as a foreboding testament to a bygone era. While its ornate architecture and sprawling grounds hinted at grandeur, the mansion concealed a dark secret that would haunt the town for generations. Built in the late 19th century, Marshdale Mansion was the residence of the affluent Thompson family. The patriarch, Reginald Thompson, was a shrewd businessman known for his ruthless pursuit of wealth. As the mansion's construction neared completion, rumors circulated among the townsfolk of peculiar occurrences, whispers of restless spirits and eerie shadows that danced in the moonlit windows. The first sign of the mansion's malevolent presence manifested during the Thompsons' extravagant housewarming party. Guests reported a chilling atmosphere that seemed to settle over the grand halls, and spectral figures were glimpsed in the corners of rooms. The once vibrant celebration took a somber turn as a mysterious voice echoed through the mansion, reciting a haunting poem that spoke of tragedy and loss. Word spread through Marshdale, and the mansion earned a reputation for being cursed. Locals whispered of ghostly apparitions, unexplained deaths, and the oppressive aura that hung over the grand estate. Despite the ominous tales, the Thompsons remained oblivious to the supernatural forces that had taken residence within their opulent home. The turning point came with the birth of the Thompsons' youngest daughter, Emily. From the moment she entered the world, an air of malevolence seemed to envelop her. As Emily grew, strange occurrences followed in her wake, objects moving on their own, flickering lights, and unsettling laughter echoing through the mansion's empty corridors. Concerned for their daughter's well-being, the Thompsons sought the help of renowned spiritualists and mediums. Seances were conducted, and attempts were made to communicate with the restless spirits believed to inhabit Marshdale Mansion. However, each session only seemed to exacerbate the supernatural disturbances, leading the Thompsons to question the very foundations of their once idyllic life. The dark truth began to unravel when a local historian, intrigued by the mansion's mysterious history, delved into archives and uncovered long-buried secrets. As it turned out, Marshdale Mansion had been built upon an ancient burial ground, and the spirits of those interred had been disturbed by the intrusion. Reginald Thompson, desperate to salvage his family's reputation, sought to appease the vengeful spirits through a series of ill-fated rituals. Unbeknownst to him, the malevolent forces only grew stronger, their anger directed not only at the Thompsons but at the entire town of Marshdale. The climax of the haunting occurred on a fateful night when a violent storm swept through the region. Thunder echoed through the mansion as lightning illuminated the ghastly faces of apparitions that seemed to materialize in the air. In a fit of terror, the Thompsons attempted to flee the mansion, but the spectral entities resisted, trapping them within the suffocating embrace of the malevolent forces. As the storm raged outside, the supernatural maelstrom within Marshdale Mansion reached its peak. Furniture levitated, doors slammed shut, and the disembodied voice that had haunted the estate since its inception spoke of revenge and eternal torment. It became clear that the spirits sought retribution for the desecration of their resting place, and the Thompsons were to bear the brunt of their wrath. The townspeople, awakened by the unnatural tempest, gathered at a safe distance, witnessing the spectacle of Marshdale Mansion consumed by the forces unleashed from beyond. The mansion seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy as the spirits exacted their vengeance, leaving the once proud estate in ruins. When the storm finally subsided, all that remained of Marshdale Mansion was a skeletal frame, a ghostly silhouette against the dawning light. The Thompsons were never seen again, their fate forever entwined with the malevolent spirits that had laid claim to their family and their home. In the aftermath, Marshdale became a town marked by tragedy, and the ruins of the mansion stood as a chilling reminder of the supernatural forces that had torn through its fabric. Locals spoke of an enduring curse, cautioning against approaching the remnants of the once grand estate, where the whispers of the spirits continued to echo through the years. Though Marshdale Mansion crumbled into obscurity, the tales of its haunting endured. Generations later, residents of the town would recount the legend of the malevolent presence that dwelled within its walls, and cautionary tales were passed down to ensure that the sins of the past were not forgotten. Marshdale, forever changed by the spectral storm that swept through its history, bore witness to the lingering shadows of a haunted mansion and the restless souls that could not find peace. In the quiet town of West Pittston, Pennsylvania, during the 1970s, the Smurl family unwittingly became entangled in a paranormal nightmare that would shake the foundations of their beliefs and challenge the skepticism of even the most hardened investigators. This is the harrowing tale of the Smurl haunting, an allegedly true story that defies explanation. The Smurl family, headed by Jack and Janet Smurl, lived a seemingly ordinary life in their modest home on Chase Street. However, their peaceful existence was shattered when they began experiencing inexplicable and terrifying phenomena that defied rational explanation. It started with strange odors permeating the air, rotting flesh, sulfur, and the stench of decay, all without any discernible source. Soon, the family began witnessing shadowy figures moving through the rooms, glimpses of menacing apparitions that seemed to mock their very existence. Disturbing noises echoed through the walls, growls, guttural whispers, and unnatural scratching sounds that resonated in the dead of night. The Smurls were plunged into a nightmarish reality that went beyond the bounds of the natural world. As the phenomena escalated, the Smurl family sought the help of the Catholic Church. Ed and Lorraine Warren, renowned paranormal investigators, were brought in to assess the situation. The Warrens, having gained notoriety for their involvement in cases like the Amityville Horror, were well-versed in dealing with supernatural occurrences. The investigators quickly realized that the Smurl haunting was unlike anything they had encountered before. The entities tormenting the family seemed malevolent and intent on inflicting physical harm. The Smurls reported being physically assaulted, with invisible forces scratching, biting, and even sexually assaulting family members. The house itself seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy, and an oppressive atmosphere hung over the home like an insidious fog. The Warrens, with their extensive experience, attempted to document the paranormal activity. They recorded audio of the inexplicable sounds, took photographs that seemed to capture shadowy figures, and interviewed the family members to compile a comprehensive account of the haunting. The case garnered national attention, and skeptics and believers alike were drawn to the unfolding horror on Chase Street. Despite the mounting evidence and the Warrens' determination to help, the malevolent entities refused to relent. The Smurls, desperate for respite, continued to endure night after night of torment. The haunting took a toll on the family's mental and physical well-being, straining their relationships and pushing them to the brink of despair. One of the most chilling aspects of the Smurl haunting was the manifestation of an entity claiming to be a powerful demon named Old Nick. This malevolent force taunted the family with sinister threats, promising to drag their souls into the depths of hell. The Smurls, devout Catholics, turned to their faith for solace, seeking the aid of priests and attempting various religious rituals to expel the malevolent presence. The Catholic Church, acknowledging the severity of the situation, conducted multiple exorcism rituals on the Smurl home. However, each attempt seemed to intensify the paranormal activity rather than dispel it. The entities mocked the priests, levitating objects, and using blasphemous language during the ceremonies. The Smurls, trapped in a seemingly unending nightmare, clung to their faith as a last semblance of hope. The haunting persisted for several years, becoming one of the most protracted and baffling cases in paranormal history. In 1986, the Smurl family decided to move away from the Chase Street residence, leaving behind the nightmarish memories that had plagued them for so long. The new tenants, unaware of the home's dark history, reported strange occurrences similar to those experienced by the Smurls, suggesting that the entities were deeply rooted in the property itself. The Smurl haunting remains a controversial and enigmatic case within the paranormal community. Skeptics argue that the family may have fabricated or exaggerated the experiences, attributing the phenomena to psychological factors. However, the emotional toll on the Smurl family, the involvement of the Warrens, and the documented evidence have left a lasting impression on those who believe in the existence of supernatural forces. The Chase Street residence, though no longer occupied by the Smurl family, continues to fuel speculation and debate. Some consider it a cautionary tale about the dangers of delving into the unknown, while others view it as a chilling reminder that there are forces beyond our comprehension that may defy the boundaries between the living and the dead. The Smurl haunting, with its disturbing blend of physical assaults, unexplained phenomena, and the enduring presence of a malevolent entity, remains a perplexing chapter in the annals of paranormal investigations. Whether one dismisses it as an elaborate hoax or accepts it as an unexplained enigma, the Smurl haunting lingers as a testament to the mysterious and often terrifying nature of the supernatural. In the 1970s, a single mother named Doris Bither found herself entangled in a chilling and allegedly true paranormal ordeal that defied comprehension. The events that unfolded within her modest Culver City home would go on to be known as one of the most disturbing cases of supernatural activity ever documented, the haunting of Doris Bither by an entity that seemed to defy the laws of the living. Doris, a woman grappling with personal challenges and a troubled past, moved into a small house on Braddock Drive with her 4 children. The initial signs of paranormal activity were subtle, a feeling of being watched, inexplicable cold spots, and an uneasy atmosphere that pervaded the home. As time passed, however, the haunting escalated into a series of terrifying encounters that left Doris and her family in a state of perpetual fear. The entity, described by Doris as a dark, amorphous mass, made its presence known through disturbing manifestations. Witnesses, including friends and family members, attested to witnessing the entity take shape in the form of a shadowy figure that seemed to materialize out of thin air. It was an ominous silhouette that loomed over Doris, often accompanied by a palpable drop in temperature and an overwhelming feeling of malevolence. The paranormal activity reached a horrifying climax when Doris reported being physically assaulted by the entity. In a series of chilling incidents, she claimed to have been thrown across rooms, choked, and sexually assaulted by an unseen force. The attacks were not limited to Doris alone. Her children also became targets of the entity's violence, experiencing unexplained bruises and scratches that appeared seemingly out of nowhere. Fearing for their safety and desperate for answers, Doris reached out to paranormal investigators. The team that responded to her plea included Dr. Barry Taff, a parapsychologist, and Carrie Gaynor, a paranormal researcher. The investigators were drawn to the case by the intensity and consistency of the reported phenomena, and they embarked on a journey to uncover the truth behind the haunting. Upon entering the Braddock Drive home, the investigators immediately sensed the oppressive energy that seemed to cling to the air. Electronic equipment malfunctioned unpredictably, and the temperature fluctuated erratically. Dr. Taff, determined to gather scientific evidence, set up cameras and sensors to document any anomalies that might occur during their investigation. As the investigators delved deeper into the case, they uncovered disturbing details about Doris's life. She had a history of abuse and trauma, which some believed might have made her a target for supernatural entities. Dr. Taft theorized that the intense emotional energy associated with Doris's personal struggles might have triggered the paranormal phenomena. During one particular investigation, the entity made its presence known with unprecedented intensity. Cameras captured unexplained orbs of light, mysterious shadows, and, most unsettlingly, an eerie, amorphous figure that seemed to hover near Doris. The investigators, both fascinated and disturbed by what they witnessed, struggled to comprehend the nature of the entity that tormented the beleaguered woman. In an attempt to rid the house of the malevolent force, the investigators enlisted the help of a medium. The medium, who claimed to possess the ability to communicate with spirits, performed a seance within the haunted home. As the seance unfolded, the atmosphere grew increasingly charged, and the medium described encountering multiple entities vying for dominance within the space. However, the attempts to cleanse the house proved futile. The entity, seemingly resistant to conventional methods of spiritual intervention, continued its reign of terror. The investigators, faced with an adversary that transcended the boundaries of the known, were left perplexed and unsettled by the limits of their understanding. The case of Doris Bither and the entity that haunted her garnered attention from the media, sparking debates about the nature of the paranormal and the credibility of eyewitness accounts. Skeptics dismissed the events as products of psychological distress, while believers pointed to the documented evidence and the corroborating testimonies of those who had witnessed the disturbing phenomena. Doris Bither, haunted and tormented, passed away in 1999. The house on Braddock Drive, forever marked by the inexplicable events that transpired within its walls, changed hands multiple times. The new occupants, unaware of the home's dark history, reported no signs of paranormal activity, leaving the lingering question of whether the entity that tormented Doris had truly departed or merely chosen to remain dormant. The case of Doris Bither and the malevolent entity on Braddock Drive remains a perplexing and haunting chapter in the realm of paranormal investigations. It challenges our understanding of the supernatural and forces us to confront the mysteries that lie beyond the veil of the unknown. Whether one views it as a cautionary tale or an inexplicable enigma, the events surrounding Doris Bither continue to fuel discussions about the nature of entities that may lurk in the shadows, defying the boundaries between the tangible and the inexplicable.